All right, so I just wanted to give an update. I haven't quite finished my fuel lines yet, but I want to get something out there. So I got the fuel lines in, and I'll show you guys here in a little bit also what kind of has transpired as well. And hopefully next weekend we can get the fuel lines in and try to get it started. All right, I quickly wanted to show, and next time what I'll do is I'll do a before. But these are the bolts that hold the fuel rail on. And they were rusty as rusty could be. So what I did was I put a little Vapo Rust into a container and just threw them in and let them soak overnight. A little bit, I don't know, a little bit of rust right there. But, I mean, there's no rust left on them. I mean, what a great job that stuff did. And it's supposed to be non-toxic, biodegradable, safe on skin, and reusable. So I'll just keep this little dish, and I guess once it gets dirty enough, I'll just replace it. But yeah, so what I'll do is next time I'll do a before and after. But boy, did it clean those up good. So there you go. Okay, so I said the next time I do something that I will do a before and after. So I am going to put this ring in and put this into the Evapor Rust. And we'll leave it sitting there overnight. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. Okay, so here is the after. And as you can see, it's almost like it's brand new. And I was able to turn this nut and everything. Here is this. You can see just a little bit of rust left on it. But for the most part, it's all gone. It's almost... So what I'll do is I'll just hit that with a little rust converter and finish taking care of the rest of the rust on that. And we'll go from there. All right, so today... first job was getting the bolts out of the exhaust system that I took off because I had to cut through them because they were so rusted. So I got them off of here, and I also got them off from underneath the car. Pro tip: you don't need a wrench to get them off. Once you cut through them, all you have to do is take a screwdriver and a hammer and punch them out. I struggled, and then I finally sat there and said, oh, wait a minute. They're not screwed into this. They're screwed into the nuts on the other side, so they should just push out. And that's what they did. So that was the first task for today, so that is done. Figure I need to get this back on. Once I get the fuel lines in and I go ahead and I start the car, I'm going to want the muffler on there. So I'll just hang it with some hangers just temporarily, but I'll put it back in. I'll go get, these were just leftover bolts. They actually fit, but I don't think they're long enough. I'll have to go buy longer ones. And then get that on once I get the fuel lines in, so when I start the car, it doesn't blow out the windows in the garage. So, all right, so we got a present in the mail. Open this up. Hopefully. There we go. Let's take a look. See what we got. Oh, look at that. Let's see. All right. So, there is that part. And that part. So these are from Trevor in Washington. Cost me $100 to have him cut those out and send them to me. But yeah, I'll be happy with that. Just cut this part out right here. Just cut this out right here and put it in there. Same thing with this. You know, you cut them bigger than I needed them, but that's okay. I'd much rather have enough than not enough. So, all right. And then got some other things. I got my clips for my fuel lines. I got my compression fittings. I got some clamps for the fuel lines and some crush washers. So we're gonna try to put together the fuel lines. I'm still having a problem finding the right fitting to go into the fuel filter. So I'm still working on that, but we'll try to get the rest of the lines together today. So today we're still working on getting the fuel system. I ended up finding my vacuum lines were cracked and broken going to the dampener and the regulator. So I went ahead and repaired those, got new ones. So that runs down here, runs to the throttle body, and then up to there. So those vacuum lines are replaced. And then also today I got the fuel rail back on. I got the injectors hooked up, and I think I might work on changing the oil today, and then I'll get the fuel lines in and start testing. So I bought all new tubing for my fuel lines. I don't know, man. Tried this connector. I'm just going to use the one that came with the car, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to use this one that came with the car. If you can see, it kind of got bent in a little bit while we were trying to take it off, but I'm just having a bear of a time finding something that will fit into this fitting, this part right here. Let's see if I can get this apart. Hang on. They're coming. Okay. So there is the part that I need. But the problem is it doesn't go down far enough. I don't think you're going to be able to see in there. Doesn't go far enough down in here to seat like the other one does. So I think I'm just going to try to use the other one, and hopefully it didn't crack when I was taking it off. And we'll go from there, and I'll be back. All right, so we started to try to change the oil. Couldn't get the filter to move, so I have my wrench, and I was able to get it on, but still couldn't get it to budge. So what I ended up having to do was get that on, take a pry bar, put it up against that manifold, the exhaust manifold, and just push little by little, and the filter started to finally turn and loosen up. So that's how I got the filter out. So I got one on, and as I was tightening the other one down, the bolt snapped. Isn't that just the weirdest thing? So looks like I'm going to the store to get another 3/8 compression fitting and cut a little of this off and try it again. Okay, so we've got the fuel lines in, the new ones. And see, as we go down the car, it came out pretty good. And then over to this side. So there's the one for the pump. There's the return line. So I did run into a couple of issues. Unfortunately, this one right here, that right there, broke off while I was trying to take it out. I tried to get it back in, try to super glue it in. That didn't work. It's just too much tension on the line. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I've got a couple more clips to get in. But here's the question I have, and here's the biggest problem I ran into, is getting these clips in. As you can see, they're not all the way in. I don't know how to push them all the way up to hold them in. I was pounding with a hammer to try to get them in. So I don't know what the trick is. So if anybody knows, I would greatly appreciate it. And then the problem, as you can see there, you know, there's a gap, but I can't get it pounded in any further. So that moves. Then, if you look up here, see if I can get the light, get to what I'm trying to show you. This one, right here, there's no way I can even get a hammer on. I got it in. I got that one in, but I can't get it any tighter. And then there's another one further up. So if anybody knows how to get these clips on easy, let me know. And I'll post something out on a couple of the group chats too to see if anybody knows. So that's where we are right now. Keep working on it.